I love Troubled Tongues. I came here randomly, and it's been such a fucking rad set of nights. I've met like Sonny, Jake, you know, like so many rap people. Also, I've heard the best part, we were talking about earlier, the best line of poetry I've ever heard in my life on stage, which was, Margaret Thatcher wasn't the only person fucking minors in the 80s. So I'm just fucking ridiculous. But I write a lot of poetry.
Cherry
yeah, it's fucking amazing. So good. I write a lot of poetry that's not really for like this. And I read some, I've been reading little bits here every time I've done a spot. So like, little, and I've got a book that comes out tomorrow called Short Poems Mixtape.
Go buy that shit.
It's £5. For the first month it's just available from me, so nobody kills me for anything else, and then after that the bookshops gets it, but I mean, you know. But this is from it, and it's...
tonight?
Pardon?
Some no.
What about it tonight?
Unfortunately it was supposed to be here, but they fucked it up.
Next month.
So,
It'll be next month,
definitely.
right?
Right.
Yeah,
Next month, yeah.
So this is Polaroids, which is in the book.
Come back next
Short
month,
Poems.
but I can't be guys.
Yes.
And I read it here for the first time, and it was the first time I'd read a poem that was kind of just for, you know, like me. And it's called Polaroids. I look at those Polaroids with rose-tinted glasses. What passes as a fleeting memory, greeting my senses with endorphins, isn't wholly a lie. In that moment, that 1/30th of a second, it was perfect. We waited for a moment to develop, but it would fade just like the memories. That snapshot in time suffocating the truth. Remember when we said it would be forever? Do you remember the tears? The frustration, the anger? Do you remember that time you hit me in the kitchen? I remember the watch you bought me but didn't wrap. Not so much its face, but yours. We forget the lies, the other women, the other men, that awkward moment in Tesco's. We needed to rid ourselves of each other. We are happy now. We were never perfect. But for 1/30th of a second, the moment was. So I don't have any books to sell you, but I would. But I do have stickers because I'm a skateboarder.
Oh, yes.
But my sticker has my Twitter and Instagram handle, which will be clearly covered in that shit when it's out. So if you want to grab one, I'll probably force it in your hand anyway. Come talk to me and I will give you one before you leave, so that'd be great. This is the first poem I ever read at Troubled Tongues, and it's kind of my favourite, but mainly because I wrote it for my mum, but my mum never heard it until last year in front of a crowd, and they all knew she was there, so they just kept looking at her going, is that you? And she was just like, yeah, that's my dickhead. That is my dickhead. So it's called No Regrets. I envy those that live without regrets, that repeat mantras like, do everything, regret nothing, because I, if you had not guessed, am not one of those guys. For example, 1987. 87. I regret calling the paper boy Specky Four Eyes. And I regret the time when trying to escape said Specky Four Eyes' angry grasp that I discovered that my rally burner was no match for a car. And that my head was no match for Meanwood Avenue. I regret the time shortly after when I was in hospital with a fractured skull and I was unable to watch The Abominable Snowman. I regret the time when I was 9 and I sent my best friend Simon's ex-girlfriend a love note. She looked like an 8-year-old Lethal Weapon 2 era Patsy Kensit when she was really fucking fit. A love note she tore up and threw in my face. I was gutted. I regret the time when I fooled around with the hardest kid in school's girlfriends. We were 10. We didn't even kiss. But this made no difference when the hardest kid in school found out. And once I didn't get my first kiss, I got my first punch. And my second, my third, my fourth, my fifth, and my sixth. And then there was just a whole lot of tears. I regret the time when I was too young to know my teacher was being wholly inappropriate, and if I'd known better, I would have quit woodwork and told my mum. I regret the time when me and my friends decided that wearing a VW badge round your neck like Mike Diaz, the Beastie Boys, was a good idea. This led to a 300 badge collection, which when discovered led to 6 months in detention, which inevitably led my mother saying those words we all dreaded to hear. We're not angry. We're just disappointed. I regret the time when I was 18 and traveling with my then younger girlfriend and family, and I proclaimed to her father, if you buy me 200 cigarettes, this is fucking true too, if you buy me 200 cigarettes, I won't sleep with her on the first night.
Oh, wow.
Trust me, that was not how it sounded in my head, but exactly how it came out. I regret the time I expanded my horizons into pharmaceutical distribution, which led my headmaster to reducing my horizons with expulsion, which inevitably led to my mother saying those words yet again, we're not angry, we're just disappointed. And she was right. They weren't angry, they were fucking lit. I regret smashing all those windows with my friends. We called it fun, the police called it criminal damage. I regret kissing Tracy Greenwood without moving my mouth. I just didn't know any better. I also regret kissing the red-headed Canadian girl without moving my mouth. I still didn't know any better. And now as an adult it continues. No, not the motionless kissing. Girlfriend's over there. Not the motionless kissing, but the regrets. Except now I regret things like the big M didn't work. I regret that we didn't see eye to eye on kids. And I regret after all those years, we chose not to communicate. And I certainly regret how ugly it ended. Most of all, at 34, I regret still disappointing my mother, because she wasn't angry, but she was definitely disappointed. And most of all, I regret the end of this poem, because it's the one you saw coming a mile off, where I tell you that despite all these regrets, I don't regret the lessons they've taught me, because after all, my one true regret would be to have learned nothing. Thank you. Yes.